Welcome, everybody, to the Sweatshop Podcast, the one-stop shop for talking shop. It is me, your host, Sweats, and my co-host, the Maestro. What's up, man?
Hey,
What's
not too
going
much.
on in here?
Yeah, not too much, honestly. Just
Yes,
Memorial Day weekend came and went.
Yeah, it did.
Real
How
quick.
was your Firefly Fest?
Oh, you know what? Okay, so this Adjacent Fest was actually a pretty good time.
Yeah,
It was a pretty good time.
I actually knew like two of the people that were at that motherfucker. Right there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were all up in there.
Yeah, overall it was a good time. Because there were a decent amount of bands that I wanted to see. Like I wanted to see Paramore, I wanted to see Blink 182. It was just, I mean, the biggest things with that. So this Adjacent Fest was like, so because we did like the low tier VIP, right? And so you expect a little bit more with some of the VIP stuff, which like it had its own entrance, but when it said its own entrance, it was supposed to be like on the boardwalk, so you didn't have to walk as fucking far.
Okay.
But then everybody had to enter in at the same like area anyway. So I was kind of like, okay. So I had to like walk a little further, but like whatever, I could use it. You know, I'm not wasting away at all, right?
Sure.
And then we get in there, and if you wanted to buy merch, there was only one place in this entire motherfucker to buy merch.
What?
One station. Merch. It was a big station, but like
that means
only one.
Crowd control is bad at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So on Saturday it was real bad because these people just mobbed this merch stand and it like clogged up the entire middle.
Absolutely.
Of like where people are trying to go.
You gotta have at least 3 or 4 in different areas so people can spread the fuck out, spread that wealth, and go get the shit that you need to get.
Yeah, no, that was
same thing with beer, same thing with whatever.
I think they had a bar for every person that was in the thing.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Finding a bar.
Was no
like
problem.
A place to get drinks was not a problem.
No issues in that.
You literally walk, I think, like 10 feet. There's a bar. Walk another 10 feet. There's another one. Like there were so many. So like they were prepared on the bar front. It was almost like to the point where it was like too many. Like it was like a running joke. Like Jess and I were walking around. We're like, you know what? I really wish I could find a bar. Oh my God, there's one. And it was, like because there were just so many of them. Like, and they all served the same thing. It wasn't like these were all different bars.
Right. Yeah.
All of these bars served the exact same drinks. Right. It was the same beer. It was the same cocktails, same special, like everything. All of those bars were exactly the same. If you wanted to get like a different kind of like drink like that, you either had to go to like one of the specialty trucks that they had, which it was cool that they had some like local trucks. It's similar
to like an arena, right? Like
you
an
mean,
arena,
like how they had it set up.
Like no, I mean as far as like every time you go to basically if you go to one bar or one little kiosk to find beer, you're going to pretty much find the same beers.
For the bar, yes. For food, no.
Food was the same too.
Food. You did have like your kind of local food truck stuff there, and they had all kinds of different shit.
Oh, okay.
But then you also had like ones that were attached to the festival, I guess. But then they also had their own variety. So it is kind of like an arena where like the arena has like their own.
Yeah, they got this and they got that.
Yeah, they got this and that, whatever. Yeah. But it was all under that same umbrella. So I guess you could say, it was kind of like an arena, except
the only issue with the merch.
yeah. But the merch, now granted, it was a big stand, but it was not enough to accommodate probably the tens of I don't know, maybe not tens of thousands, but thousands of people that were there,
right, and
wanted to buy merch because it was not only the like merch for the festival, but it was also the band merch,
right.
So like. Everybody was in line there, and like the VIP had its own little merch stand, but like when I say little, it was like little, like where the main merch stand had maybe like 20, 30 different options. The VIP stand had like 4.
Okay.
And it was in like 2 sizes. So like luckily they were in the sizes I needed, but like, if somebody was like a small, they didn't have smalls. Right. Or if somebody was like a 3X, they didn't have 3X. It was like large and extra large in everything.
Right.
And it's like, well, okay, I guess like common, whatever. But like the setup was pretty cool because like they split like how sometimes there's like that big pit area, in front, like the general admission pit area. Yeah. They actually split it down the middle. So like half of it was for VIP people and half of it was for general admission. So like that was kind of cool in that aspect.
Were you VIP
if you're VIP, that was real cool because then you could get up close without people like shoving you toward the front. Whereas if you were general admission, good luck. Like that was, I could see how like people were pissed about that. And then they had like the big sound thing in the middle, so it like blocked a lot of people's view. I mean, I can't really complain about it because like, you know, I was a VIP. I kind of like.
You always do VIP though. You don't play around.
I can't. You know me. I'm too old. I can't.
You always do VIP.
If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it right. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna go do it. I'm not just gonna be like, no. I'm too old for that. And if it's something I really want to do, or if it's something that somebody else I'm going with really wants to do, like, you know, we're gonna do it up. Life. Yeah. Now I didn't get like the super duper stuff because they had their own like cabana and shit up top and like whatever. But we also wanted to be like in the crowd, like closer to, you know, the action and stuff like that. Yeah. But overall, it was a good time. It was killer on my calves. Standing on the sand,
I bet
beach sand for like 10 hours.
Yeah. No, sir.
Not fun. I mean, we definitely had to sit in the sand a little bit and whatever. It was just for that. It was like tiresome because I'm getting a little too old for that.
How much did you libate to withstand your?
You know what?
10 hours. Not.
Well, I mean, there was, you know, there was more than just libation.
Oh yeah, so, I know.
You know,
I heard.
But it was you know, it was enough. It was enough. It's just the stuff was so like it was so expensive too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they were like they had like those like in general little cocktails were like $20 a pop.
Ooh.
And they were like strong enough.
$20.
But still, if you're like looking like and I mean nothing. I don't think any drink was cheaper. Like an alcoholic drink, I don't think were any cheaper than $15. Like nothing. Beer? Like not even. Yeah, correct.
Wow, they really upselling that thing, motherfucker. Damn.
Yeah. Now, granted, I don't think it was like a 12-ounce can. It was still like a 16 or 20, but still like
it's still
minimum. Yeah, $15 for one single drink, and there was not a whole lot of like meal food options that were much less than that either, like $15-20. So if you wanted to like eat a meal and have a drink, you're looking at like $30-40, but you're not getting like a steak and a steak and baked potato. You're getting like a hamburger and fries. I'm thinking about
even
like a beer.
Even when I was going to like Yankee Stadium for like a 23-ounce beer, I think they were rolling about 13.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was definitely more than like your typical stadium or arena prices.
Yeah, it's pricey.
Yeah.
But overall,
it was a good time. Enjoyed it. Had a nice time. The weather was nice, so it wasn't like
it was nice. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah. It was a nice weekend.
It was a good time to be like on the beach, but not in the water.
Right.
That kind of deal. So,
yeah.
Good. What about you?
We had our field day on Friday. And that was fun. We hired a DJ. The DJ was bumping. That was nice.
Okay.
So it was really, really good. What else did I do? I mean, this was really a chill weekend for me. I mean, to be honest with you, just kind of hung out. I went to a cookout on Monday. You know what I mean? To a little cookout situation.
There you go.
And just kind of getting through the end of this year because I mean, Friday's like that's the last, not the last day of school, but essentially it is because next week is just a bunch of field trips and just kind of getting stuff together.
Usually all a cluster.
Yeah, and then we have our our graduation next Friday. So just looking forward to that. Getting through the end of this year, just getting that out my face because I'm tired of seeing these kids. I think it's about that time.
You need a break
to depart. Yes.
Need a break.
Yes, I do.
Need that like 70 day break or whatever, 70-80 day break.
Like today, like it was funny because I came up today. We had our award ceremony, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had a little award ceremony. Yeah. So I came up to speak like 5 fucking times.
Mm-hmm.
And that just shows you how many hats I had to how many hats I have at the school. Like, you know what I mean? I had to come up 5 different times to speak.
Why wouldn't you just do it all at once? Like while you're up there, why wouldn't you just go bop?
No, it was better because I was like, "Hi, it's me again. I'm back." I had a whole thing every time. I was like,
you had your own little shtick. Yep. They probably ate it up. They were like, "Yes, give me
hello,
more.
Hello once again. I am here for you." I was gonna make a joke. I was gonna sing a song every time, like "Hello,
Yep.
it's me."
Guess who's back? Back again.
Exactly. Time ago. Some new shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Back streets back. All right.
There you go.
It come out. Anyway. Yeah, we were just fucking. I was, but it was a good time. But yeah, just kind of getting through the end of this year, man. Just trying to get right through it, getting to it. But my goodness, this weekend, while you were at this fucking thing, a lot of shit went down this weekend. My goodness,
Yeah.
we had 3 different either premium live events, pay-per-views, whatever you want to call it. I watched Night of Champions late. I watched it that evening, later in that evening. Oh, I watched it in the morning. Did I watch? Yeah, I watched it in the morning. I watched it in the morning. And then I watched the other one at the
Talking about Battleground.
AEW Double or Nothing. I watched
okay.
AEW Double or Nothing at AMC, so I did go to the
You went to the
movies.
theater.
I
How
went to
was
the
that?
theater and
How was
watched
that?
it. It was pretty okay. It was already like destroyed though. Like AMC by that point was like a shell of itself because everybody had gone to the movies and like there was nothing available. They didn't even have water.
Oh.
Matter of fact, I went to get a water, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, we don't have water. I said, well, can I get a cup of water? Right. So they gave me a cup to fill up for water. And he was like, that's $7.29. I said, no, it's free. It's tap water. It's free. Because he was charging me per cup, like for the cup. He's a kid, so he doesn't know any better. I was like, no, bro, you can give me whatever size cup I ask for. It's going to be free because the cup costs 1 cent. Like, you know what I mean? That's how much it costs.
Well, it's like usually they have a separate cup for that kind
They
of
do.
thing.
I mean, either way, like even if they even ask for a big ass cup, it's free. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's tap water. You're not charging for the cup. You're charging for the actual drink that's actually going into the cup. Right. So I just thought it was hilarious. But anyway, I said no, it's free, and he's like, oh yeah, oh okay. So this is not Dasani, like, you know what I mean? This is your.
You're not giving it to me in a bottle. This isn't like Deer Park spring water or anything. This is water from the back of the movie theater.
Yeah, but it was pretty cool though. I mean, there's people in there. We'll talk about what like people were actually responding to in the theater.
Yeah.
Certain things. And then I watched the other one on Monday. I watched the last one on Monday.
Okay.
So I was like a day late on like everything except for the Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's get started with Saturdays. Let's get started with the Night of Champions.
Okay. So going in order.
Yeah, let's go in order. Fuck around.
Love it.
Fuck around and find out.
Love it.
So we kicked off with that AEW, excuse me, my God. The WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, Seth and AJ.
That surprised me a little bit.
Yeah,
it surprised me. This,
yeah.
But it after I saw everything, it made sense.
It did. It was a great match. They had a great match together. Obviously, Seth won. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I think we knew the outcome, but it was still interesting to see how they got there.
Exactly.
And I think even with a lot of people knowing like the predictable outcome, I still think people were happy with the match that it put on because I don't know. I just thought they did a really nice job with everything.
They did. They did indeed. The next one was Becky Lynch and Trish, and what did you think of this? I mean, it wasn't terrible. I mean, because Becky's a good performer and she helped her out a little bit. But Zoe, obviously this is not over yet.
Yeah.
So this is not done.
I think that was the redemption part of it for me though. Like I think overall they did okay because like I was trying to explain this because Jess and I watched this and like Trish Stratus wrestled at a different time.
Yep.
Like she didn't like other than maybe like Mickie James or Victoria. I'm trying to think of like some other and Lita obviously. It wasn't like the whole division was loaded with women that were of the caliber. of like Becky Lynch, because look at the WWE Women's Division now. I mean,
Right.
Most of those women would run circles around half of that division that Trish kind of made her heyday in, right?
Oh God.
So
sure.
so not only is she a little bit older, a little bit rusty on that side, but like, I just don't know if she's used to that sort of, caliber that someone like Becky Lynch or someone like Charlotte Flair or someone, some of those people can bring to the table. So I think that's where things kind of got a little sketchy,
right,
in my opinion. Like things just didn't look. I don't want to like. I mean, polished isn't the right word, because like sometimes a little unpolished is okay because it kind of gives a little more reality to the match. But it didn't look. It wasn't more so like oh no, like we're countering back and forth. It was just like some sort of like miscues, I guess.
Right.
We would say.
The exception.
Yeah, there were just like little, but it wasn't huge. It wasn't like these big moments where you're like, oh my god, that was
right.
a real big thing. There were just
Jeff Hardy. Sorry.
Please don't die. Please don't die. But it was just like these little. It was just like little small sort of things that were like, if you're not really paying attention, you just kind of want to gloss over it. But then I think the whole twist with Zoe Stark at the end, I think was sort of a redeeming thing for me, because not only is this going to continue, but this will help elevate Zoe
exactly
to get there, because I think she does need sort of that presence to help her get to that next level, because I think she's a great in-ring talent, but as far as like delivering a promo and getting
where is she at
her character, that was kind of where she, in my opinion, where she lacked on the NXT level.
And even NXT, yes, I agree.
But I think she's good enough to go in the ring with all of those other top tier talents. It's just a matter of getting you to invest in her character one way or another, whether it's, now that she's aligning with Trish and doing like a heel kind of deal. And like, if Trish is going to be more of a manager to her, or like a, like sort of like how Ric Flair was the advisor to Evolution.
Right.
Trish is the advisor to, Zoe Stark, or even maybe have like a women's
stable. Ooh, that'd be nice.
I think that'd be very cool.
Yeah.
But like Trish then is like the Ric Flair of the entire thing, where
actually
she'll still get in the ring, she'll still mingle, she'll still compete, but then she's also sort of like the manager and advisor, that she'll be at ringside, or she'll help with promos and stuff like that for because Trish can still do that. I mean, some of the when I watched that contract signing and stuff, like at first I was like, I don't know if I really care about this. And I'm like, I understand why they did it for Saudi Arabia, because they like bring in the bringing the names in, blah, 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 blah.
The names.
But then that contract signing, I was like, okay, there's some interesting promo bits here. And like, I'm enjoying the heel Trish idea, because it's been a long time since we've seen that.
Right.
So I think that adds throws in a new dynamic. Then you add an up and coming talent to it. So like the overall match itself was meh, but using that as the launching point to push forward and move it to something where you're bringing up this talent, I think, I think kind of like made up for how sort of meh the match was.
Right.
Sense,
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean,
plus, when Zoe hit her finisher on Becky and actually hit her, like you saw that and busted her nose,
busted her shit up. Yeah.
I was like kind of dope.
Yeah, it was cool. So. It's not the first time she had her nose busted either.
Yeah.
So we had Gunther and Mustafa Ali. Obviously, Ali is here because we are in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And again, it was a fine match. Gunther is great, and Ali is a good wrestler. I mean, it's just you're not expecting anything else.
No, I mean, again, this was another like predictable outcome sort of thing. Right. It was nice to see that it was more of a match than a squash like some other things that happened, but there were some believable moments where you're like, oh my gosh, they might actually do it, which I think that was a nice touch, but it also did, like, the match didn't go on so long. You know what I mean? Because they could have given him time and all the hope spots and all that kind of stuff. But I think as far as the pacing goes, it was great pacing. That it wasn't too long, but it still gave enough time for Ali to showcase himself while also Gunther being, Gunther. And I feel like this dude, like whenever they feel ready to take that Intercontinental Championship off of him, like just push that dude to the moon. Like
Yeah.
I feel like he could carry literally anybody
Yep.
in a match and make it solid.
He's a big time player.
Yeah, like he is the real deal. Like
Yeah.
him and Roman gotta tussle.
They got to tussle
have
at some point.
They have to.
They gotta tussle.
Yeah.
This actual, I mean, even though the match was okay, this was a surprising ending for me. Here at the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Bianca Belair loses to Asuka.
Yeah.
This was surprising to me. I don't know how surprising it was to you, but it was to me.
Yes, it was very surprising. Very surprising to me. Yeah. Came off as a shock because it was that rematch, and then I was like, oh, okay, they're just kind of like, I just didn't see it that Asuka would come away with the victory. But at the same time, thinking about it, if Belair's now on SmackDown,
right?
She's the Raw Women's Champion.
Exactly. Like
figuring out a way to get that.
We had that conversation.
But then how do you get Rhea to drop that title? Or maybe she doesn't. I don't know. Whatever. That's neither here nor there at this point.
That is neither here nor there.
But I thought it was a fun little thing. I love the ending. I'm not gonna lie. I love the ending where
grabbing their eyes with the mist.
Yeah, well, it was licking it, like her physically, like taking the mist and putting it on her fingers.
Yeah,
and then doing that, like that was a really nice twist to, because we were all expecting the mist to show up at some point. We know that's like the deal now. And then she missed it, and she missed the mist.
Missed the mist.
Mist, like MISSED, the mist, MIST.
You need to calm down.
When you put the lefty with the righty. But yeah, but when she missed with that and then came back, licked her fingers with the mist on it, put it right in the eyes, I thought that was a cool little moment. And I knew they would have a decent match again. Like those two talents, Bianca. I think she's really, again, I'll probably use this word again, polished up. She's a little bit more polished now. She's continuously getting better and better each time that she's in the ring. So again, this was like a nice little fun thing, even though sometimes these WrestleMania rematches, you kind of roll your eyes and you're like, okay, especially if we're expecting the same outcome.
Right.
And the match was fine. It wasn't anything to like rave about, but at the same time, the ending was fun.
It was a good ending. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try to let's not spend too much time on this match. But Rhea Ripley and Natalya, like, why is this happening, and why are we squashing? And then okay. I just want to move on from it because
well, it was her birthday.
I understand.
So know what they like to do on people's birthdays and when they're in their own hometowns.
Yes, I do.
They like to stick it to them.
Like to fuck them.
Yeah.
All right, let's skip though. I'm over it.
Yeah, I mean it was a glorified squash match.
Yes, it was. Cody Rhodes and Brock. So he's damn near dead, right? Cody coming in with his bullshit. He got a titanium cast that he uses. You know what I mean?
That was so ridiculous how they're like, it's made of titanium. I'm like, well, there's probably like little pieces of titanium in there. Otherwise, that's a soft ass cast.
It's the silliest shit. So I just come on.
That was like some Vince McMahon shit. Like, Vince McMahon was back there like, he was going, God damn it, it's titanium. Tell him it's titanium.
Even if it's just like a cast, like a cast would hurt harder than, like, you know what I mean? Like a hard cast would hurt.
I don't know why he didn't just do the Bob Orton.
Right.
Just like literally give him the plaster cast. Like
plaster cast. And just hit him on the head over and over again. Like it's part of his, whatever.
I guess that's the new technology, whatever,
Right.
But they were like making it like it was like Lex Luger's titanium forearm and shit like that. They were like, oh my God, he's hitting him with metal. And like, okay, like I get it. I understand it.
Obviously, this was obviously we're not done.
Had to have the 50-50 booking.
Got to have the 50 bookings so we can go to SummerSlam or wherever the hell we're going for this final matchup. Maybe Hell in a Cell or something. I don't really know. Whatever they decide. Maybe not a false count anywhere. What's the other one? 10 count when you're
last man standing.
Thank you, last man. Yeah,
I could see that. I could see a last man standing.
Some shit like that,
It'd be cool if they brought back 3 stages of hell.
Ooh.
And then the last match was a last man standing. So
That
then
would
it
be
takes them through a whole progression, just to be like, get it out of your system.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep,
Like,
get it out.
get the whole thing out of your system. Let
Yep.
them do that. It might be too long of a Brock Lesnar match though, because like this was another one that wasn't super long.
Mhm.
It had enough time. Told the story it needed to.
I mean,
Got
he
through
really
it.
is selling for Cody though, man. Like, I'm impressed.
I mean, I feel like if it's good for business, Brock puts in the work.
I know,
You know
but
what I mean?
he
Like,
sells for Cody more than he sells for others. Like, I mean, really,
yeah,
like
yeah,
he sells for Cody more than he sells for others,
yeah.
which
I,
is impressive.
I think he sees the dollar
He
signs.
does, he does, he
He sees
does,
the dollar signs.
he does.
But
And here we go with the main.
mhm,
It's Sami Zayn and Kevin, and Reigns and Solo.
mhm.
And we don't care about this match. We want to know what happens. How does it end?
Yeah, I mean, this is another one of like these matches. The matches themselves
Right,
are so predictable because
right.
it starts out, Sammy gets the shit kicked out of him for about
Yep,
10 minutes.
yep. Always.
Then there's some kind of comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's some kind of fuckery.
Yep.
But then when we hit that fuckery, it's like, what's happening?
Yeah. What we
What's
gonna
next?
do? What
Yeah,
we gonna do?
yeah.
So,
What are we going to do this time?
so let's break it down. So shit goes down this time. So now, obviously the Usos come out to help out. Right?
Yes,
They weren't supposed to be there. They're there. They help out. Right?
they were. I think they were told not to come.
Not to come, right? That's what I'm saying. They're not
Yeah.
coming. They're coming out. They're helping out. They're trying to do stuff. Blah blah blah. They're successful for a little while. They're helping out. They're successful. They try to hold up for Solo. He moves out the way. Solo gets kicked. Reigns sees it.
Yeah.
Him get super
Because
kicked out.
they hit Owens,
Right.
and then they came in to double super kick Sammy.
Right.
They
And
missed. Hit Solo.
Yep.
Roman Reigns was already down.
Yep.
Only sees the Usos kicking Solo. Doesn't see Sammy duck. Doesn't see
Right.
anything else.
Nope.
And
then he's not having it. Like he starts pie facing people, and hands in the faces with 5 fingers say the face, like out here doing all types of stuff.
All
and
the disrespectful shit.
All the disrespect. I mean, disrespect. And then he turns around, and then Jimmy gives him that super kick. And
couldn't hold it in anymore. He just
and everybody goes ape shit.
And then Jay was the one being like, "What are you doing, man?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?"
Yeah, he's like, "You should have done this a long time ago, man." He's like, "I got you." Hits him one more time.
Yeah.
Bam.
He goes, "It's you and me now."
We gotta go. Yep, we
gotta
go.
You and me now. We're going. We gotta go.
Yep. And then Solo, and then Solo is the one who takes the fall. Solo's the one who takes that fall, and so it's just a whole lot of it's a whole lot of stuff in there, and I'm interested to see where they go from here with this.
Here's the only thing I did not like, and this is very nitpicky.
Uh-huh.
Is at the very, very end. You got KO hits the stunner. Sami Zayn hits the haluva kick.
Yep.
Referee's still fucked from that spear.
Yep.
But all of a sudden, after all this chaos, we immediately get another referee.
Yep. You know that's
just immediately, though.
Like,
did it take that referee that long to run down that ramp?
He was taking a shit.
That whole Uso thing.
He's taking a shit the whole time.
But when you actually this is minorly insulting the intelligence to me. Like, if I'm gonna dissect this,
he has to poo poo.
But they got others. He's not the only one.
I don't know. Ooh, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening over here.
What? Oh, you mean back there? I thought you were talking about something else. I thought you were talking about the game, honestly.
I mean, no, I did see the game. I was like, ooh, that looks scary. Okay. No, I'm watching the NBA Finals. NBA Finals are happening right now. Right now it's 14-9.
That's what I thought. I thought you were looking at the score and you're like, ooh, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. It's like, come on. You're gonna let all that happen without a referee, not even a chance of a referee.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, when that pin's there, that referee's immediately right there to count that 3. Like, we know you were back there being like, wait, now go.
Yep.
Whereas, at least try to get another ref out there, or I don't know, have the ref that got speared. Like, that's what I would have liked. I would have liked to see if Kevin Owens like dragged that ref that got speared from Roman Reigns.
Oh
It
yeah,
would have,
and
and it
then
would have been
came
hilarious
the
if
Earl
like
Hebner,
like
count.
revived him, and just that's I do love that slow ass Earl Hebner
Yeah,
count at
they
the
haven't
end.
done that in a
Like
while.
1, 2, 3, like that
Yep.
kind of deal. Like, I thought that was an appropriate moment for that. Or even if like Kevin Owens made him do the count. Like,
Like
just like held his arm and just
that's
didn't.
like a lost art. They haven't done that in forever. Like that slow count, and everybody's like, "Please kick out, please kick out, please kick out," and then
Yeah.
like, nope, it doesn't happen.
I think it got overused
Maybe for a while
back in the day, but they haven't pulled that out in a while.
Pulled that in a while. That needs to happen.
Like, that would have been the appropriate moment
Absolutely.
to do it, because that moment has such suspense to it. Because you see, like, we've encountered this in all of this Bloodline, Sami Zayn, Owens stuff, where you think it's it, and then they kick out. So you're like, oh my God, this has to be it. 1,
Yep.
2, oh my God, there's still a chance. It's so slow. He could kick out, but then it doesn't happen.
Nope.
You know what I
And
mean? Like,
everybody's like,
that would have
oh.
been the most appropriate time
Right.
to have that happen.
Yep.
That's my only criticism with that entire thing. Because then this dude just comes running down that ramp right away and is like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm here.
Right.
Because like that other referee was knocked out for at least 5 minutes. At least 5 minutes. You're telling me within that like 5 minutes that they could not have gotten a second referee out there.
I mean, obviously, but I'm just saying.
Like, in real life, like, you know what I mean?
Poopies were happening. That's all I'm saying. And
I
then
mean,
now he's here.
You got. I mean, there's like a whole horde of them. They have more than one person.
I'm excited to see what happens on Friday. Like, honestly, that just makes me want to see what's going on Friday. Honestly, because it's just like a lot happening now.
But that's the whole idea. This long term.
It's been long.
Like, this is beautiful. It's just
beautiful.
It
really might have one of the biggest ratings they've had in a while, just because they're like, oh, what's going to happen now?
Well, I mean, this is really realistically, other than the shortcomings of AEW, this is what the wrestling world's talking about.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Can we switch gears to AEW really quick? I would really like to do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can go to Double or Nothing.
Yeah, let's go to Double or Nothing.
Is that where you want to go? You want to go Double or Nothing?
I do.
All right, we go Double or Nothing.
Because I got to tell you, I watched this thing, and I really don't know what to make out of it. I really have no idea. It was just like the biggest clusterfuck of all fucks. It was probably the worst pay-per-view by them.
That's saying something, because that one, was it the one with the exploding barbed wire death match? Was really bad. There was one that was like really bad, and that might have been it.
I know the ending was bad,
but there were some other things that were like,
yeah, none of this was good, except for the 4 pillars match.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this whole shit was crazy as fuck. Like, it was just a bunch of fuckery. The entire pay-per-view. Like, the entire pay-per-view. The whole thing was a giant fuckery.
It did feel sort of like, I mean, I know they had their stories to it, but I don't know. Like if this is your if you're doing quarterly pay-per-views and this is your culmination of the stories you're telling, and you're asking people in this streaming economy where people are paying $10 a month at maximum for Peacock Premium Plus, probably less, to watch the WWE, and you're going to ask people to buy this for $50, $60? No, I'm so glad I did not pay the $50, $60 to see this. I would have been so mad.
So, like,
this was not it. I've seen Dynamites better than this.
Absolutely. Let's break it down. So, they had the first, it was the Battle Royal, and no Battle Royal is really great.
Well, you want to do the buy-in? You gonna forget about the buy-in?
We can talk about Jeff.
We gotta talk about the buy-in.
Okay, this was awful. Like, I mean, it was awful. Yeah. But it's neither here nor there. Jeff Hardy just like the big spot was Jeff Hardy trying to do Whisper in the Wind, and he completely fucks his life up.
Yeah.
Like he didn't even get into the second rope. He didn't hit a rope. His ass just completely whiffs on all the ropes.
Everything.
Flip around.
Mm-hmm. Missed it all.
So bad.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, you need to stay retired. You need to stay off. You need to stay off screen. I'm tired of seeing you. I'm tired of seeing him. I'm dead ass serious. I'm tired of seeing Jeff. Tired of seeing Jeff.
It's just like he already made his hay with what it is.
Yeah.
He's not getting any younger, so the shit he used to do is not going to be any easier.
Exactly.
And it's just going to drawing comparisons, he's going to be like Sabu.
Jesus. Let's okay. All right.
But like that's where I was like, because like Jeff Hardy's soon going to be Sabu in a minute.
So let's go to this battle royal because that was just terrible. The battle royal was okay. Like, don't get me wrong, they had some moments in it. Sure. They had some good moments in it, like Swerve and Orange, and they had some moments in between. When Penta's out there, it's always a good time. It's always fun when Penta's around. It's always fun when those guys are around in general.
Yeah, there was enough talent in there that like should have been doing something, but they didn't have anything for them to do. So like, it was good to see them in this capacity at least.
Right. Yeah, I thought it was a good fun little spot at the end, and that again, it was some fuckery in this match. Like, you know what I mean? It was still fuckery in this match. It wasn't even like somebody tried to interfere. Like it wasn't a clean ass, like, even this match, even like a battle royal. Like, okay, now at the end we got some bullshit, but he ends up winning at the end, Orange Cassidy, and he deserves to win,
Sure. Like he does, but at the same time, where do you go from here?
Right.
Where do you go from here with him? Because the past, I don't know how many months on either Dynamite or Rampage, he's been defending it, one-on-one matches, having amazing matches of that. So I understand you needed like a next level challenge, but what in the grand scheme of things is more challenging than fending off 20 other people in a battle royal in this championship? And like, it doesn't seem like there's any sort of more, like any actual story to go with this, or like coming out of this battle royal should have had something for Orange Cassidy at least. You know what I mean? Like, what's the next step for him? Or like even what's the next step for some of these other guys in there, which like I guess we saw some dudes trade some things. Like I know we had like the Best Friends.
We did,
trading some things with like the like Big Bill and shit like that and whatever.
Sure.
So like I don't know if they were just using that. Maybe they'll build some more mid-card feuds based off this, but if the whole centerpiece was the international championship and he wins, like where does he go from here? Like it's almost like the dude's like becoming a cool John Cena.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like people love him and he's great and his character's great. It's not stale.
No, it's not.
But like I mean, what is he like?
I don't know.
Where's it go? Like what do we do from here?
I don't know. But I do know that Chris Jericho and Adam Cole are next with So can I just you take Sabu, which makes no sense. You put him as a special enforcer, and he's not special enforcing nothing. Like he's out here just beating the shit out of Jericho off the jump.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. He's
Why is he here?
Well, because he's got beef back. He remembers ECW.
I know, but what is this now? It was like a tag match to start. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Well, it was like to even the playing field, but then why do you have him as a special enforcer? Why not just have him
as
in your corner?
Exactly, your corner. It made no sense.
I think the dude just wanted to jump off the top rope through tables and shit.
Absolutely.
Like that.
Absolutely.
At least one last time. But
whatever.
Otherwise, I didn't love the pairing of Cole and Jericho. And usually I don't know, like Jericho's been on fire lately in AEW.
Yeah.
Like everything he's touched in AEW has turned to gold.
Right.
Like as far as people he's been feuding with and stuff. So like it made sense. I was like, okay, they want to give Adam Cole a nice little push, put him with Jericho. They'll put it over, and it just didn't have that same. It just didn't have that same effect.
And also, when you do this weird shit like bring Sabu, and it doesn't help, like it just fucks it.
But I don't think that's like I wouldn't put that on Jericho.
No,
like,
I'm not putting that on Jericho. I'm just saying like that's not
it's
Jericho
weird.
thing. I'm just saying it's fucking weird. Like it just it just throws off the rhythm of the match that you're trying to create.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what you're trying to create, but it's like why bring Sabu in at all? Like, what does it need to be this way? It's stupid. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah. I mean, if he was on the side of Adam Cole, a little bit different story.
Right.
But also, like, I also didn't love how, I didn't love the ending. I didn't love the ending either. Like, there's so, like, you could, like, if you were going to have him beat Jericho clean, like, why not give him the pinfall?
Right.
Why not let him do Panama Sunrise? Get onto something crazy, like do something crazy.
They actually booed the finish. I heard boos.
Well, I mean, it was referee stoppage in an unsanctioned match.
Right.
Like, I understand, like, MMA and stuff, that's what you do, or boxing.
It's unsanctioned.
But that's the thing. It's unsanctioned.
It's like the Hell in the Cell when they stopped the match.
Yeah.
With Seth Rollins and The Fiend.
Yeah.
It's very similar to that.
Yes. I think it's exactly that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's similar. I think it's exactly that.
It's stupid.
Except this is noted as an unsanctioned match, and that AEW is not held liable for what happens.
Right.
So, like, if he was just
not held liable, then just be.
But but also just from a perspective, like, I know they like don't like each other, but just from the perspective, like, I just don't understand that like, wouldn't he want to get that clear finish rather than just continuously punch and like just punch him, and then that's where it ends?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind if Aubrey like kind of pushed him off of him and say stop, like, you know what I mean, or try to get him off of him.
Yeah,
and then eventually, like, or like he's beating him up, and even like if Britt is like, okay, that's enough, and then he's like, all right, let me go for the pin. 1, 2, 3, done.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Like, okay, you beat the shit out of him, we got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just wasn't a great ending at all.
No,
it just
it was an okay match, and the ending didn't make it any better.
It did not.
It made it worse.
Yes.
I mean, I get you try to like level the playing field, and that's why like you kind of had Sabu just going nuts.
Yep.
Like fucking doing that shit. But
so that was 2 fuckery in a row. Now we have 3 fuckery in a row, even though this was kind of fun. Still 3
This was like the lighthearted comedy match, even though I don't like. I know these two teams could probably have a pretty solid match, not in the comedy space.
Right.
But like, you know, involving Mark Briscoe, kind of like just naturally he's there because he's a goofy dude.
He's goofy. Yeah.
I didn't hate this match though.
No, I didn't hate it either. Actually,
I thought it was at least entertaining.
But by this point, dude, I was like, are we not going to have a clean match at all?
Right.
Are we not doing this? We're not going to have any clean matches whatsoever. That's what we're doing tonight. It's just a fucking cluster every match. Every match so far has been a gigantic fucking cluster. So I was sitting there like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, here we go.
I guess they really went double or nothing on the finishes in that way. You know really what I mean?
Like, no, I like this better than I like the Jericho match. At this point, I was like, this is probably like the best match of the night. Like, you know what I mean? At that
point, it drew me back in.
Right.
Because like I kind of checked out.
Right.
In these matches, like when each match started, I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And then I just kind of like checked out. And like, I know when I check out of a match like that, it's meh. Like it was meh. You know what I mean? And it's not like I was doing other stuff. I was watching, but I just go like, meh, okay, whatever. I did like the, I did enjoy, because you don't see this too often, when she whacked Aubrey with the guitar.
Yes.
I thought that was an interesting little moment there.
That's a good spot. Yeah.
You know,
again, the spots are there. The moments are there. It's just like
the complete package of a match is not.
What are we doing? Like,
yeah.
Wardlow, Christian Cage. We have a ladder match. It's already gimmicked, right? it could just be one-on-one match. Of course not, because
No.
it's not going to happen. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Wardlow has to overcome all things, right?
And Arn Anderson has to bleed.
Or Arn Anderson he has to bleed. He's biting people's faces. Like we're out here. I mean thumbs, and it's a whole thing.
Hey, don't talk shit on my dad.
Oh man.
But
it was wild. Like
this was another one that was like, it was like, okay, you know what I mean? Like it was just like meh. Like again, you have this gimmick. It's a promising thing. It's for a title that's supposed to hold.
It's supposed to matter.
High esteem, and it just was kind of like, eh.
Yep. Sure was. Now this was Can you explain to me what happened here in this match?
In the next one?
Yeah.
So the women's championship match?
Yeah. What the fuck is this?
Well, so I think in real life, Jamie Hayter's injured.
Hurt, right? She's hurt.
I think.
That has to be it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's kind of why this was like a sort of a schmozzy attack from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Quick and done deal, because I think she has I think it's her arm. I think it's an injured arm.
Right.
I believe. And I think there were like rumors that there was a potential that she might not even be able to wrestle, much less defend the title.
Oh, really?
Like going into it potentially.
Okay.
So I think that was why they went the way they went.
Mm.
If you didn't know that information or were not privy to that information, this was like, yikes.
It was yikes. And again, more fuckery. So like, this is literally the 5th, 6th match in a row. Nonstop. Somebody's involved.
Yep. Somebody's getting involved with the finish.
With a finish of some capacity.
There's not really any sort of clean finish.
Correct. Yeah. Side note, the highlight of the night for me in general, I've never really paid attention to this guy at all because I haven't watched AEW like that. RJ City cracks me the fuck up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He was the one doing the stuff with David Arquette way back.
Oh, like okay.
Arquette was trying to make a comeback and stuff.
Oh yeah, okay.
So, but then he was with WWE for a minute
doing stuff
doing like network interview stuff. Not the bump, but like some other shit. And then I guess AEW rolled over and got him. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's a wrestler. He wrestled for quite a bit.
Yeah, no, he looks like a wrestler.
But now he's doing more of like the not announcing, but like interviewing,
the
stuff like that. But yeah, no, he's definitely an entertaining dude.
Yeah, he's cracking me up.
Yeah.
So I guess they had the open challenge for the House of Black, and I thought this was a good match.
Yeah,
this was probably at this point it was the best match of the night. You know what I mean? Like this is where we were at with it.
I mean, okay.
Like
I like the tag team match at this point better.
Okay.
The tag title match at this point, but because I was just like, oh, we're getting like I knew the Acclaimed had to show up somewhere, but then I was like, it was kind of a given. It was like, oh, because you have Billy Gunn in there,
right?
I was like, first of all, if they lose, Billy Gunn's taking the fall. Right. Second, like I can't see House of Black handing it over to the Acclaimed like that at this moment.
He had some good one-liners on the way out, though.
Oh, absolutely.
I love that.
Well, just Max Caster spitting the rap in the beginning. That was because he's gotten in hot water before for his off the cuff stuff. Oh yeah, my gosh, I'm trying to remember the one where he was like, I don't know if he was suspended or if they were just like, yo, dude, like chill, like you have to run your shit by us now. But there was one he said. Maybe almost a year ago at this point. I don't know. If anybody thinks of it or if anybody remembers, like, put it out there because I can't think of it off the top of my head.
He said about,
but he said something in his freestyle that like got him in trouble with management, and people were like, "Oh my god, how did he say that?" So like when he said that thing about Dominic, and
he talked about the blackface. How does he get away with blackface?
Jesus,
shit was hilarious. I was like, that is so fucking funny. I was like, damn.
They were like, there's the House of Black without a black guy in it. Like that was
right.
That was funny.
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was all in. He was on his bullshit. I mean, I thought it was an entertaining match. I love these wrestlers in here, especially the guys on the House of Black. They're
Yeah.
just really great wrestlers.
Yeah.
Um, and the other guys are entertaining, so it makes for a good combo. But no fuckery in this one. First time.
Yep.
First time. So there we go.
First non-fuckery.
Yep. First non-fuckery. Jade Cargill and Taya Valkyrie. It was okay. Like, it was okay.
Yeah.
Jade won, and then this is where I'd like to say this is the moment that, because everybody was kind of like I wasn't hearing any like cheering or speaking in the movie theater while I was here up to this point. And then when Chris comes out, that's when I hear people like, yeah, here comes Chris. She comes out. She takes the championship from her first loss, new champion. Everybody's excited, right? In the movie theater. I said, oh, that's the first pop of the night, really, in this movie theater.
Yeah.
So, what did you think of how they did this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it was like Hogan at WrestleMania 9.
It's what it was like
to me, except it was like we didn't see Statlander beforehand.
Right.
You know, it was like she already went through a match, and then all of a sudden, issuing this open challenge, it was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
You know, so something's going to happen.
Thumbs up. Yeah.
And like that was the whole thing from the beginning, was to try to get Statlander the title before she was injured.
Right.
And then that's how the whole Jade Cargill thing.
She's been injured though. She's an injury prone person.
I mean, she's had 2 major injuries.
Yep.
In the past like
2
years.
Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her on television for more than like 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah, because she I think she had that injury, came back for a couple months, injured again right away, and then after a year again, now she's back.
Yeah.
I just thought there could have been something more here. Other than like, but I guess because maybe they were self-aware of how bad the show was to this point, that they decided to give a little back, and they were like, here's a little surprise to make everybody not hate us.
Yeah.
But I just thought there was more to be had, rather than an open challenge and having her come out and win the title. Because it's kind of like, yes, she defeated Cargill clean, but at the same time, Cargill already wrestled a match.
I would have preferred.
It was kind of cheap. Like, give us a little bit of a storyline here.
I would have preferred a squash on Taya, because they already wrestled. Squash on Taya, and then she's like, "That was too easy.
Yeah,
let me get somebody else." And then Chris comes out. She's fresh. They have a match.
Yeah, but I don't think they want to do that to Taya like that. Taya's too good for that. You're not squashing Taya like that.
I know, but goddamn.
Because I think the goal, and I think this was furthered on Dynamite, is I think Taya is going to be a heel. I think she could be a top heel.
Oh yeah, she's a heel for sure
for this thing. So like, I don't think you want to, I mean, I get the idea of it though. Like, I get the idea of like, oh, that was too easy.
Yeah.
Give me something else. And then they both have a match. But that also would have been a lot. I think that would have been too much testing for Statlander at that moment.
True.
Whereas like, if that's her first action back right away, you're going to give her this like solid, lengthy match with the TBS champion versus this kind of like, okay, she just kind of bum rushes in. Cargill's already tired, gets that victory. It's sort of cheap, gets her the thing, and then now you can build to the rematch and give her a little bit more time to get the wrestling legs back under or whatever. I don't know. I just didn't think it was necessary for her to come in and win this title at this point. I think it would have garnered the same reaction if she just like if Mark Sterling, instead of issuing an open challenge, just said, we're looking for competition. And she comes out the rampway, points at her, does the belt thing. I think it would have got the same reaction. Yeah. I don't think they needed to have the match. I don't think they needed to have the title change, other than the fact that the show had been dog shit to this point.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That's my thing. So
So they had the championship match, and there was a lot of pomp and circumstance with like some of the guys coming out and shit.
Wait,
So
before we get to that
oh,
one,
okay.
I also the theme music. I like Jade Cargill's old theme music better.
I haven't really paid attention to the theme music for any of them, so I have to listen to both.
Jade Cargill's was one of my favorite ones. That's why I like paid
and they changed it.
And then they changed it because I don't know who this person is, but
Hmm.
Big Boss Vet was the one that came out and sang
Okay.
this, and like, you know, did the song to bring her out.
Okay.
And then she like had this new song, and I was like, but what happened to the old one? Like the old one, I think was a little bit more epic to me.
Okay.
Like maybe I guess it doesn't fit the image she's looking for, or like gonna have or whatever. But I thought it was like, Anyway, all right, that was my sidebar. My musical sidebar.
Fair enough. I haven't paid attention at all. I'll be honest with you.
No.
But they do have the Four Pillars match, and they had like a lot of pomp and circumstance for them coming out, making a big deal. Which I
thought some of it was kind of weird.
It's terrible, but I mean the Darby Allin one was fucking silly.
That was weird. I mean, I appreciated the baby announcement. I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool. Like that's a nice little touch. All right, cool, fine.
Yeah,
the Darby Allin thing was whack.
That was really weird, but I appreciate them trying to make it like a thing. Like I don't know,
trying to make it like a WrestleMania type deal.
Yeah. I appreciate their.
It's not as bad as the conductor just conducting the audience, like for Seth Rollins shit, or didn't they do it with they did something with MJF where it was like I think the violins or something, or who did something with the violins where they were like not. They were like not playing, or they were not doing something. It was like kind of weird. Anyway, but
I thought this was a really good match. I mean, this was like some classic AEW shit. You know what I mean?
And I don't love multi-man non-elimination matches.
Yeah, right.
Like next to a cage match, these are some of the worst matches.
Sure.
I can watch. Sure. So when I hear a fatal 4-way match, and then when they're calling it a 4 pillars match, I'm like, oh my God. I'm over it already.
Yeah.
But then this turned out to be the match of the night.
It was.
I thought they did a really nice job. They had some really nice, really nice spots in there.
Yeah, they did.
I thought it was funny. Like MJF hit the crossroads. Like that was a nice little.
Yeah, everybody hit like their finisher, like their I guess their mentor's finisher of some sort.
Lion Tamer and the Scorpion Deathlock. And then they had all of each other in that submission hold. Like that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
the fun. Spanish fly into the group. Like that was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy as hell.
You know, like a lot of those like different nods there. And then I just thought the ending was perfect. I thought the ending was chef's kiss.
Absolutely.
Because he had been like MJF had been saying all this time that I could beat you with a headlock. And he uses the belt. Darby Allin goes for the coffin drop, nails on the title. And you think he's just going to go right for the pin, and he goes,
Nope.
Gets him with the headlock and pins him. And I'm like, oh, you dirty some bitch. That's amazing. It was fantastic. Like that, how they laid out that entire thing, the pacing of it. I just thought like this is what AEW is mostly known for on their pay-per-views.
Absolutely. That's what I was looking for.
On most, if not all matches. And it was all forgotten except for this particular match.
Agreed.
Like I thought this was, if I had to name a match of the weekend, I'd say it was this one.
This one.
This was the match of the weekend.
Agreed.
Was 100%. It on the show of the weekend?
No.
No.
Not even. Okay, let's talk about this last shit. And I'm sure there's different opinions about this. I have not looked about the opinions of this Anarchy in the Arena match.
Yeah.
I absolutely hated it. I absolutely hated all this.
I just don't understand. Like I guess it is what it says it is. Anarchy in the Arena.
I mean, it was a cluster
because it's so hard to follow.
Yeah, I can't follow shit.
It's so hard to follow.
And then they were missing shit because like the cameras weren't.
They didn't know who to go to.
Like, come on. Like they're missing all of these big moments like over and over again.
Yeah. Like backstage, it has to be so meticulously plotted out that if you're gonna do a match like this and you want certain moments to be captured, that needs to be laid out specifically. Like, okay, here's this moment's going to happen. Bop, bop, bop. And then that has to be relayed throughout everybody if you're going to try to do that, instead of just having like this total cluster. But also, I hated the beginning because they had that. I never want to hear that song again.
Which one?
I'm done with Wild Thing.
Oh yeah, I hate
The band played Wild Thing at least 3 or 4
Forever.
times in the beginning.
At least they got the super kick at the end.
That was my favorite. My favorite part of the entire thing was when they super kicked that asshole. So they stopped playing the music.
I appreciated that he sounded pretty good though. Like
it was fine, but like
I appreciated it.
You know, like I appreciated trying. I appreciated trying the idea.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work. It sucked.
Yep.
It was annoying because like then with the music going on and the commentary and you're trying to follow all this stuff, like it was just too much.
Yeah.
It reminded me of when MLW had that like battle riot. Did you ever see that before?
Yeah.
Like that is like it's too much. It's like too much of a cluster.
Yep.
And
I have seen that battle riot. Actually, matter of fact, I just watched the battle riot. I think we watched one in person once too.
Yeah. It was just too chaotic.
Those are clusterfucks. Yeah. This was, I mean, dude, like, I don't even know what to say. Like the one person that was like to me that was kind of stealing the show a little bit was like Daniel Bryan or some shit. Like Daniel Bryan was doing his thing, and they tried to put Yuta over doing his thing too, right?
Yeah, which I appreciated that because of all the things you think, okay, Elite's gonna win, Yuta takes the fall.
Right.
That's kind of like the thing you think,
sure,
because that's where things were going. But then they actually pivoted to where Yuta gets the pin, but that's because Takeshita, I think that's how you
Thank
say
you, because Takeshita. Because every time I see it in my face, it looks like I'm taking a shita.
Yeah, Takeshita. Yeah, no, it's Takeshita. I believe.
Takeshita.
Yeah, Takeshita. Yeah,
Takeshita.
Konosuke Takeshita.
Okay.
So you know that little twist, which it was like there were little hints here and there of that, whatever. And you know, obviously they had their moments where it was like crazy, like the barefoot tack thing, like that was like that made me cringe a little bit. I was like, whoa.
Right.
You know, the face first into the tacks, that got me too. I was like, but you know, Young Bucks are crazy.
I mean, some of it was super brutal. I mean, it was really, really brutal. I'll tell you right now, Erica was with me. She did not like that match at all.
I could imagine.
She did not like the match at all.
I just feel like it's too much to follow.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a lot like I thought the exploding super kick was kind of weird. I was like, why?
Why
are we trying this? Like, why are we doing
this? Come on, guys.
Yeah, I was like, why are we doing this? This is
why are we? Seriously.
Like, it is some of just like some like it this match in particular reminded me a lot because I feel like the announcers were lost too. And it reminded me of WCW.
It was
WCW. And like, remember when Bobby Heenan would just be like, I give up on this shit. Right. Like he's like, I don't know what's going on. I give up on this shit.
Bro, that's
what it made me feel like.
This whole pay-per-view, besides like the 4 Pillars match, reminded me of fucking WCW. So
well, but even I was gonna say, even WCW would have solid matches every now and again.
Sure.
But it would be on a crap show or like just overall like what the hell's going on?
Like it's just like where is the style of AEW that I was like I'm missing that in this pay-per-view. Like I'm missing it. My AEW style.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all I see is a bunch of fuckery.
Yeah, they're like getting away. They're getting away from what made people tune into AEW in the first place.
And I know who's booking this shit, but they need to fucking do a pivot because this booking is not it. I don't mind who's winning. It's just how we're getting there.
Adrenaline in my soul. The booking has gone down the hole.
Oh no!
Wow!
All right. That was that pay-per-view, and then we finish off with the premium live event of NXT. And I'm coming into this, as we've talked about, not really watching much, right? So I haven't watched much of it. I watched all of it from beginning to end.
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious to see what you thought of the NXT Battleground here.
Yeah. So we had the first match, Wesley, Gacy with Ava
Mm-hmm.
and Tyler Bate. We'll just talk about Ava as we talk about. I don't know. Like it was. I've only seen her a few times, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like as I watch clips of her, like I don't know. I don't know. Has she wrestled yet, or is she just there?
she like has but hasn't.
Okay.
Tag match. I personally have not a match yet.
Okay.
I think she's mostly been like sort of on the side
Okay.
at this point, but I obviously she will be wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's been just more of like a sort of like managerial
Okay.
side kick deal at the moment.
Yeah. It just looks awkward. I don't know. It looks a little awkward, but it's neither here nor there. That's just my observation.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought this was a good match. I mean, I like Tyler Bate a lot.
Mhm.
I mean, I've seen Wesley wrestle, and this is the first time really watching Joe Gacy wrestle.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I guess like we talked about what the backstory is with this, but I thought it was a good. I thought it was a good match. I don't know what they go from there, and they were all happy. I mean, they seemed like they was clapping for him and stuff. So I don't know where Wesley goes from here. Like
Yeah,
nothing.
probably just another North American title defense, or maybe one of them gets a one-on-one there.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I mean, I thought this match was really good. I thought pretty much from the start, it just kept going, going, going. Like there
Hmm.
was not a whole lot of downtime,
Yeah.
so to speak, in there. I thought it was really cool when Tyler Bate did the airplane spin and the swing thing, even though it wasn't for very long. Like it was
Right.
still cool that like that was a thing that happened. Like
Yeah. That was a cool spot.
that was a cool spot that
Yeah.
that stuck in my mind there.
Yeah. That was a cool spot.
So
The next match, Noam Dar. Good to see he's still around.
yeah,
And Dragon Lee, and for his Heritage Cup, and you explained those rules last time, so I was fully prepared for what I was about to
and I
see.
think it was pretty accurate. I think when I
Yeah,
explained
that's
it was pretty accurate.
exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And I'm just here to say that I did not like it. However, I did. I'm not saying I. Let me rephrase. The way I liked the fact, based off of like Noam being the heel and
Mhm.
how that was to his advantage
Mhm.
situation, right? You're gonna have to explain to me all these characters that are with him that came out.
There's no explanation. This is all new. This is all brand new.
Oh no shit. So all the three black people
Nobody
that came
like
out.
at the moment, unless you watched NXT on this past Tuesday, which I did not.
Mhm.
Nobody knows what the hell that means.
I
Like,
don't know, but Legend
or
is
not.
humongous. Legend is looks so strong.
Yeah, well, she used to. I think she was a WNBA player,
Oh well, I mean,
former WNBA player.
Legend is strong. I
Yeah,
just know she is very tall, and she's holding him up with one arm.
yeah,
So that's
beast,
what's happening.
beast. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's the gentleman's name that came out? It's like
Um,
I'm here now.
Oro,
I'm here now.
Oro Mensa.
Okay. And what is
Oro,
his story?
I mean, he's fairly new on the scene too. I don't know a whole lot about him. I think he's been more NXT level up deal.
Okay. Okay.
So
So this literally just happened.
yeah, I think this whole stable thing that happened, like, because I think Noam Dar was looking to recruit this guy as his corner man,
Okay.
and like Oro Mensa was a good guy,
Okay.
right? And obviously Noam Dar's a heel, so like
Oh,
Oro was
okay.
kind of like, I'm not vibing with that. But
Right.
I think at some point Noam convinced him,
Hmm.
and so that's when he came down and kind of bought into the whole thing. And then when the two ladies came out, Lash Legend and I forget her first name, but I know Jackson's the last name.
Hmm.
Um, but when they came out, everybody was kind of like, "The hell's going on?" Like we don't know,
Okay.
and like I can't really explain that they were not together. Like all four of them were not together before this
Gotcha.
particular moment.
I'm
Like
there.
so we are at as High School Musical would say, we are at the start of something new.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
So
Thank you
yeah,
for that.
I cannot explain it
Okay.
either.
I wasn't mad about it. I was just curious. I had no idea what was going on.
Yep.
So
Yep. I also had no idea what was
thank you.
going on.
All right.
I also didn't love how they paced this one. Like obviously
Okay,
it's hard.
good.
It's really hard to pace it with the rounds.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
But that's what I think that's what I was trying to say. Like, yeah, the pacing,
Yeah.
I just did not like.
Yeah, I mean,
just thought it
there's a way. Like, it is hard to do that with how it's structured because you
Yeah.
have 6 3-minute rounds to work with essentially.
Mm-hmm.
But how he got, I forget what round it was. It was either round 2 or 3 that Noam Dar just kind of like got that pinfall like out of nowhere. Like to
Yeah,
me,
out
it
of
just
nowhere.
kind of like happened like real quick out of nowhere, and it wasn't like a quick roll up deal
Mm-hmm.
because like I kind of turned away and missed it at first. And I was like, oh, shoot, he rolled him up real quick. Cool. But I was like, oh, no, wait. Then they went back and I was like, oh, no, he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
This was just like a whatever
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. So I was like, okay, strange. I would have thought maybe that would have been like a cheap heel, sort of quick fall or like, something like that. Then Dragon Lee got his back with that. It was a pretty cool move that he got it back with.
Yeah.
Obviously there were some spots that like didn't quite land,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if that was just like Styles Clash kind of thing. I don't know if it was just miscues, whatever it was. I thought he died when he went for the second like Hurricane Rana the
Yes, sir.
outside
Yeah.
and like whiffed and like landed on the apron and shit. Like I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, this is over. He's dead.
Yep.
That
what I thought.
was a little scary. But yeah, I just kind of thought that pacing of it with especially that first fall was like strange and it didn't quite recover from that.
Yeah. I just don't understand the fall. Is like you're getting pinned from that. I don't know. Like that's how I feel sometimes. But anyway, it is what it is. The Dragunov Dijak match. This shit was good.
Woo. This was very close for me.
But this is crazy, right? Like how like this is. But this is what I mean. Like this is a crazy, but this is good. Like you know what I mean?
This reminded me of the old NXT.
Right.
Like back in the day.
Yeah.
NXT when they would look like the AEW.
Right.
But I mean, Dragunov can go, and we've known Dijak can do this.
Yes,
Dijak. It's just a matter of giving him the platform to showcase it. And when he was on the main roster the first time, they just pooched the hell out of it.
What? I don't understand how you can screw up Dijak.
I mean, how big his look, how big he is, how athletic he is, but then you put him with that dumb gimmick. That was the thing. You killed him with that gimmick. Like, I think the gimmick he has now, it works for him.
Right.
It's almost like a Terminator type, like hard justice is what,
Yeah.
And like I thought this match was great. This was very close to me, to being like this was the match of the weekend until I watched the Four Pillars. Until I watched the Four Pillars match, this was match of the weekend for me.
Okay, gotcha.
It was.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Yeah.
No, this was. I did not watch that. I watched the second. So, yes, this was a great match, though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was just. It was so good. It was so good. I just loved how it started too. Like when he was in the crowd, like when Dijak.
Oh yeah.
He leans over to the family. He's like, He was like, they shouldn't see this or something like that. Yeah. He's like,
I think he took his own wife and kids. Like legit, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah. It was something like that. I was like, oh, I love that. I was like, I love this. It's so good.
They had Wolfgang and Mark Coffey, I guess, and Joe Coffey's back now.
Yeah. The whole Gallus is back, but
the whole crew is there, and then they had the Creed brothers.
Yeah, which they're always fun to watch. I like watching the Creed brothers.
This is the first time I'm watching them, so I knew the other guys, but this is my first time watching the Creed brothers.
I like watching the Creed brothers a lot.
Yeah, and it was good. I mean, it was solid.
I just thought the ending stank.
Yeah, it's stinky.
It was just kind of a stinky, just a little stinky ending.
Yeah.
But
otherwise, came in and did some shit.
Yeah.
Started a little something. So
yeah,
I guess some feud is on the horizon there. I don't know what the fuck happened over here.
What for the next?
Yeah,
match.
I mean, not the whole match, just for like, was she actually hurt, or was she out here like selling? I'm talking about Lyra.
Oh, she on the previous episode of NXT, Cora Jade injured her knee.
Shoot injured or not shoot?
No, I believe it's a work.
Okay, because she was selling her ass off with that knee.
I know, and I loved it.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, that was like a central point of the entire thing.
Yeah, because I was like,
I love that
because I was like, oh shit, is she actually hurt? But yeah, I thought
that happened on the previous NXT episode.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, because I was like, what the hell is going on up in here?
Mm-hmm.
So okay, she's selling her ass off then. Very good. Good shit.
Yeah, I thought both of these women, Stratton and Valkyria, I thought they gave like the performance of their careers.
Yeah.
Like I was very pleasantly surprised with what they put on there.
And I know they're gonna give Tiffany this gold because they want to because she's almost like homegirl. Like, I mean,
she's almost a carbon copy of Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. I mean,
almost a carbon copy.
Yeah.
Like down to the outfit and everything.
Yep.
So, I mean, I could see her but she's definitely newer and doesn't have the pedigree, so to speak.
No, she doesn't have
of Charlotte Flair.
Well, she didn't grow up with the daddy who.
Yeah, she didn't grow up with Ric Flair's genes, and like she was, I think some kind of like fitness model or something like that.
Right,
you know
what
I mean?
Right.
Like still athletic, very athletic.
Yeah.
But not, not from a wrestling family or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But I thought both of them did a hell of a job in this match, and I really enjoyed the selling of the knee stuff. Yeah. I thought that was fantastic.
It caught me way off guard. Yeah, I was like, oh, she hurt for real?
Yeah,
for real. I was like, is she hurt for real? Oh no! Oh my goodness!
Yeah. I thought that was really solid, really solid. It delivered above my expectations.
Okay. Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker. This is my first time really watching Carmelo like that.
Ooh.
So,
you're missing out.
Good stuff.
You're missing out. Carmelo. Yeah. I mean, I remember watching him on the Indies as Christian Casanova, and I was like, I think this dude could do something. And like he's getting that chance, he's getting that WWE training and all that kind of time and stuff, and I think he can be a main event player.
Yeah,
very, very soon.
Is it time for Braun Breaker to come get called up or what? What's happening here?
I don't know. I would like to see, because I think as far as the in-ring stuff, I think he's probably okay.
Okay.
To be called up. But as far as getting as far as character goes, he's about the level. I don't even want to say he's at the Goldberg level, but right now he's to me he's like a baby Goldberg.
Give him a little manager, a little something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would like to see him do it on his own though.
Yeah.
Because he comes from a wrestling family. Yeah. I mean, I know Rick wasn't the best promo in the world, but be entenaining enough. I just don't need him. I just don't need him to be the next Goldberg. You know what I mean? But that's kind of how he's
something. Brock, give him a little something.
Yeah, Paul Heyman. Yeah. I mean, I guess that could work. I'm just curious about the heel Braun Breaker, because for the longest time, except for maybe the past month or so,
right,
he was the baby
face, right?
Yeah. So if he can kind of make us hate him in that way, and give us some more character other than just I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of what I'm looking for, and I feel like that's what's maybe holding him back
missing a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of character development.
Yes.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, overall, I thought this was solid though.
Yeah, I thought this was a solid match. Also, I mean, they put on a good match the first time. They wrestled each other, and when Carmelo won, I just think, I mean, I know Carmelo should have like a nice long run here.
Yeah.
With the NXT belt before he kind of makes his way up. I think he could do well right now, but I think if he gets a good run under his belt in NXT, gets a little more notoriety that way, I feel like when he comes up to the main level, that's going to be an even better run for him.
Yep.
And I also like to see his side dude Trick get involved a little bit more too.
Trick
I like
Daddy.
him too, Trick Williams.
Trick
with
Daddy.
him. Yeah, like I think he's pretty solid too.
Yeah.
But he's kind of playing. He's been the second fiddle in the whole thing.
Mm.
But yeah, I just think Breakker needs a little bit more of the character promo seasoning type deal, because there's still some times in his promo where he's got a little bit of his uncle in him.
Oh,
but it's not in like an entertaining way.
I mean,
he's not doing Steiner math at this moment.
No.
He did do it one time for the War Games. He did Steiner math.
That's amazing.
That was funny. But I'm pretty sure somebody told him to do that. Like it wasn't like
right.
I think he, when he's like given the time, you can definitely tell there's a little bit of like, it's not like as off the cuff. It's not as natural. So I think that's just a little bit of the seasoning he needs before he gets to that point.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, if we had to not rate the pay-per-view, well, yeah, like if we had to put them in order, pay-per-view, what did you think was your favorite? What did you think was your least favorite?
So in terms of the overall show, I would say that Night of Champions was the best one.
I agree.
As an overall show.
I agree.
And then I would honestly say Battleground would come in second.
Same.
And then I thought Double or Nothing was the worst.
It was the worst. It was the worst.
Which is amazing to me. Because you think about how people have to watch AEW versus how they watch WWE, and and here's what I will say though. Overall, I was going to dub this Memorial Day weekend.
Facts.
Because I thought
it was great.
I thought across the board, all of these shows were mid at best.
Yep. They were not great shows.
Did they have moments where we're intrigued by things? Absolutely. Did we have matches that were solid? Absolutely. Yeah. I think each show had probably a 5-star match.
Yeah, Backlash shit all over these pay-per-views.
Oh my God, Backlash was incredible compared to all this. So like when you hype up this whole weekend of all this wrestling and then it severely underperforms in my opinion. Like not even one of these shows floored me.
No.
Overall.
Nope.
Overall. I mean, the fact that NXT came close to being the best show here, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Agreed. Especially when, again, like none of these matches were like out here 5-star now here. The closest one was, like I said, the 4 Pillars. Like just that's the one that stands
for
out.
AEW, that was the only one that was even close.
Yeah.
But AEW, that's what they're built on.
That's what they're built on.
Having
5-star matches.
Is having a card full of 5-star matches.
And when you don't have those 5-star, and if you don't have those 5-star matches and a bunch of fuckery, guess what? You're gonna have a shit pay-per-view because you got no stories.
Yep.
You ain't nothing developing out of that except for the last match.
Well, they have the stories. It's just so surface level that nobody cares. Like nobody cares enough to invest in it. Whereas like WWE. Again, we've said this numerous times.
Yes, we have.
WWE, the match quality you forgive, still for this bloodline stuff.
Yep.
The matches have become so formulaic that if you take them in a vacuum, you're like, or not. I'm sorry, not in a vacuum. As like you look at the matches, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying.
Like, and not putting the story with it, which is
take away all the context and just watch.
Take away all of the context. Take away that long-term storytelling. Watch the match. You're not getting anything spectacular.
Exactly.
You're not getting a 5-star match.
No,
you're getting is a 5-star story, and you're getting matches that serve the purpose to that story. And we've said this, or at least I've said this ad nauseum. That's where WWE separates itself from AEW. So AEW needs to, in order to maintain some kind of level of competitiveness or like attract those fans that don't necessarily care for the story stuff and the character things, and they're more match quality and all the like of that. They need to continue to have the near, if not 5-star match qualities on their pay-per-views, because they even deliver those matches on their TV shows.
Right.
And again, that's what a lot of people tune in for, is the match quality and those type of like dream matches or things of that nature that they give, which there's no problem with that. And everybody has their own taste.
Absolutely.
Me personally, I like more story-based things because I love theater and all that kind of stuff. So I'm more drawn to the theatrical storylines and things of that nature, investing in a character. But I understand that's not for everybody. Some people like more of the athletic type things where like they could care less why they're fighting as long as the fight is entertaining as hell and it looks like half Cirque du Soleil, half MMA fight. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And but like there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but it wasn't even on that level, like besides a match or two. Like, you know what I mean? So they missed out. They missed that one, period.
Yeah.
But I agree 100%. Out of overall, I agree. WWE Night of Champions was the best out of all three. I thought AEW Double or Nothing was nothing. Like they did not, that bet did not work out for them. They need to do better. They need CM Punk back immediately.
I mean, but do they? Do they though? Well, they're getting him back.
They're getting him back.
They're getting him back.
CM Punk. That was the big. By the way, that was the most responses we ever got when I was talking shit about CM Punk. Like I don't know,
of course,
4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah,
that was the most response we ever got off the Sweatshop podcast.
Because he has his like disciples.
He does.
He has those people that will like those ride or dies that will just plant their flag in his legacy and think he is like GOAT status.
The bee's knees.
Yeah, like that he is the needle mover.
He is.
And like, I guess to some people, he is, but in the grand scheme of things.
But why do we have to have? If that's the case. If he's a true needle mover, why do we always have to have these pay-per-views or any type of thing that he's actually coming back from in Chicago? Why can't you just do that shit in fucking California or somewhere? Like, I mean, it's always in Chicago.
Well, it's probably one, because he doesn't want to travel that far to do that for the first time, that he's a hometown guy. But also second, because they know that he, like, in the hometown of Chicago, that he will get the most positive reaction.
Absolutely.
And they use that to their advantage to influence the rest of the audience, the rest of the fan base, of how to do that.
It's amazing. Like, it's just like, if he's so over, let him do that shit in Baltimore, and then that'll be totally fine.
Yeah, bring him to Philly, bring him to Boston, bring him to New York, bring him to Texas, you know what I mean? Like, go to a different wrestling market other than Chicago.
I'm just saying. What was the pay-per-view that John Cena and CM Punk had that match where he stole the title from him and shit?
It was either Money in the Bank?
Yeah, Money in the Bank. Thank you.
Or SummerSlam. I know that was like was that 2011?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was Money in the Bank, where it was like he won the title and then he like didn't have a contract.
Yeah,
that whole thing.
Which was 2011 or 2012.
Which was a copy of the Ring of Honor storyline.
Right.
He just took that. But like, that's where he makes his hay is,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
And the whole pipe bomb thing, like, it really his career comes down to like 2-3 moments.
Right.
And then the rest is, I don't know. I guess just kind of it's there.
Yep. And they did that one in Chicago too.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he's so hot, and don't get me wrong, like they're yelling CM Punk every single time and shit.
Mm-hmm.
When he wasn't there, guess what? When he went to AEW, I haven't heard them CM Punk chants like that anymore, because they were like, "Oh, right, he's not as good as we thought. My bad, my fault."
Yeah, you haven't heard that.
You haven't heard that.
You know what? I honestly forgot. I honestly forgot about that.
Exactly.
Well, there was a whole like COVID period and stuff in between there too, where
there was.
it just kind of went by the wayside.
There was.
But pre-COVID, like from that 2014 mark.
Yep.
to probably even like 2018, 2019.
Yep.
People at those live events, whether it was pay-per-view, Raw, SmackDown, whatever, were chanting CM Punk.
Yep.
CM Punk. Then they finally got him back, and they were like, "We're just kidding. We're just kidding.
We don't really want you.
Go back home. Go back home."
But yeah, what's the Collision, right? On Saturday night?
The AEW Collision.
Do you know, is it at 6:05 on TBS or TNT?
I feel like it should be, if anything.
Is it not?
It really should be a 6:05 on TBS, but I think it is like at 8 o'clock or like something.
8 o'clock.
Yeah.
AEW
so.
Collision time.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, 8 o'clock.
Yep. Okay. All right. Yeah. It should be a 6:05. They fucked that up. That's fine.
Yep. Yeah. Well, it'll also compete because when WWE has their live event or premium live events on a Saturday now,
it's not competing with that shit, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it probably really won't compete with it. But also, like, if you DVR stuff, you can either tape one and watch the one live,
right?
Or you watch the show live and then go back and watch the premium live event later. Like,
yeah,
I don't think WWE is as concerned anymore, unless they get paid more by Peacock or NBC for the amount of live viewers,
right?
Because now they just have that content there and people watch it whenever, and then obviously the hours accumulate. And NBC's just like, dude, you're getting us subscriptions and viewings, so here you go. Here's more of your money. There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
well, I mean, that's our WWE stuff. I mean, really, we could break it down quickly about what's going on in the two other sports that are happening at this current moment, which are the NBA finals and the NHL finals about to commence.
Yeah, the NHL playoffs, which I guess we can touch on that real quick because it's going to be real quick because it hasn't even started yet.
Well, the finals, yes, the finals haven't started yet.
The Stanley Cup has not started yet.
Right.
The Stanley Cup finals have not started yet, but it is between, in fact, the Vegas Golden Knights. They did end up defeating the Dallas Stars, but the Dallas Stars put a little comeback on there because they were down 3-0, and we might have saw the comeback there. Dallas Stars won 2 games, and then Vegas came back and shut them out 6-0.
Yeah, they blew them out that last game.
On that last one.
Yeah,
so game 1 starts Saturday, June 3rd, between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Florida Panthers.
Okay.
So, and then that will go, if it goes to game 7, that all goes all the way to Monday, June 19th.
Yeah.
That's so long.
So the opposite happened with these two in the NBA. The Denver swept the Lakers. Goodbye.
Oh yeah,
that was it. However,
yeah, that was crazy too. I was like, oh,
yeah,
jeez, like it wasn't even a question.
No. However, Miami lost 3 straight games to Boston.
Well,
had never. Nobody's ever blown a 3-0 lead ever, and it did not happen still.
Yeah, they still didn't blow the lead.
They did not blow the lead.
I guess they blew the lead.
Right, but they did not.
They didn't lose.
They did not lose. And Miami mollywopped. Mollywopped the Celtics in their final game 7. I mean, they beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Like, I think Celtics scored like 80 points. They didn't even get to 90.
Yeah, it was 103 to 84.
Like, God.
In game 7. Like, how do you put up? How do you
day and age?
I was gonna say, in this economy, only 84 points.
They score 120 a night in the NBA.
Yeah.
Nowadays, 120 a night. They score 84 in their final at home. Fuck me.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you fight so valiantly and come back from a 3-0 deficit to get it 3-3? To take it back to the Garden. How do you take it back to the Garden? You have literally all of the momentum on your side, and you just decide to drop your pants.
Straight up,
just straight up drop the pants.
Where are they?
Yeah,
where have they been?
Yeah,
they gone.
I mean, that was incredible to me. I was like, oh my God, because I thought after they won that game 6, I go, they're doing it. I go, they're doing it.
Yes.
They're gonna do it. I was like, this will be the team. I was like, the narrative's already there.
Yep.
I was like, the only teams in sports history, Boston teams, to come back 3-0.
Easy.
You know what I mean? I was like, the narrative, it writes itself.
Right.
How could they do that? And then all of a sudden, the Heat were like, just kidding.
We're not doing that with
Just
y'all.
kidding, guys.
Yep.
Just kidding.
Here we are.
I mean,
that's amazing.
I mean, they also you got Jason Tatum with 14 points in that game. That's not
it's not gonna work out.
That's not gonna work.
Right now, Denver is beating up the Miami 71-55 right now in the third. It's not looking good for Miami, but Miami's come back from tons of stuff overall in these playoffs. They've been
scrappy. They've been a scrappy team.
They have been scrappy, so you can never count them out in any game at any point in time. So,
but I think Jokic is playing with that big old chip on his shoulder because he's like, you're not putting me MVP. Boop! I'm gonna take that hardware home with me.
He's nasty right now. You can't do nothing with him. You can't do nothing with him. Honestly, he's just doing too much, and there's only so much you can do.
Yep.
Currently, he has 14 points. Only 14 points.
Yeah.
11 assists. 7 rebounds. That's what he has. He has 11 assists, dude. Like, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's only the third quarter, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's about halfway, right? It's like 6 minutes left.
Yeah.
About 6 minutes left in the third quarter as we're recording right now.
So
Denver's up 71-55.
So I think by next week we'll probably be by like game 4-ish. Game 3 or game 4.
Well, yeah, because Sunday would be game 2.
Right.
Wednesday the 7th is game 3.
Okay.
So it depends on when we record.
Right.
We could either be right after between game 2 and game 3, or we could be between game.
It's between game 3 and game 4. I already know this because I'm out of town on Tuesday.
Oh.
Yeah. Surprise!
Hey, find it out on it. That's why we're doing it live, but not live.
Surprise!
We record live to tape, baby.
Yes, we do.
Hold back that curtain. Live to tape, everybody. Hello.
Oh my goodness. Well, that'll pretty much do it this.
For those of you getting the visual, doing the double doink.
Yes, WrestleMania 9. That's good. Oh, I love the WrestleMania 9 shit. WrestleMania 9 is the best. Like, I don't care what anybody says. There's so many moments in that fucking mania, dude.
It's so bad, but it's so memorable and it's so nostalgic that it can't be. Like you just can't.
I'm telling you.
You can't hate it that much.
It's seared in my brain. Like, I can't tell you what happened all of WrestleMania 7, but I can tell you what happened in WrestleMania 9, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I can tell you that Razor and Backlund was terrible.
Yeah, terrible.
Tell you that
I remember Lex Luger with the mirrors.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? His mirrors.
Bobby Heenan coming in backwards on the camel, like
John Gonzalez, chloroforming out here selling.
Oh my gosh.
Big man selling.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's classic. Hulk Hogan with a black eye.
Oh my gosh.
Like, come on. It's good shit out there. It's just everything.
Yep.
Black eye and about 40 pounds lighter. You know what I mean? Because
we're not roiding anymore. Yeah. Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But I think that'll about do it for this week. We're gonna come back next week a little bit, but before we kind of dip out, let's go ahead and give a little something.
Yeah,
to the crew and see what's going down.
We gotta give out our plugs here. You know, it was unfortunate that we had some unforeseen circumstances that we're no longer having the prom event, but stay tuned because very soon we will be announcing our next venture here because we are always constantly working on stuff. But in the meantime, if you want to keep up with that, make sure you follow us at High Tension HTW across all social media there. You can also visit the website at www.hightenctionhtw.com, or if you just Google search High Tension Wrestling or HTW Network, you'll find the website there. find all our socials there. You can check out the merch store there. We kind of revamped the merch store. We got some sweatshop merch on there, I believe. We got some other merch for some of the other shows we have here on the HTW Network. We got some high tension wrestling specific merch on there. So check that out as well if you want like a t-shirt. I know we got some like t-shirts, hats, coffee mugs, all kinds of different things. I know somebody got a beach towel. Actually, I think I saw that somebody. Yeah, we got beach towels up in here. So you can get
I need to get a beach towel.
Perfect for the summer. You get I think you can get a sweatshop beach towel. So there you go. We get you. I mean, we'll get you a sweatshop beach towel. I think we can do that. I think
goodness.
We'll try. We'll see what we can do.
Whatever.
Anyway, but
that's crazy. Fucking around.
Yeah. So some real fun merch there. So check it out at the shop of High Tension HTW. Or actually, I believe we actually have that going to htwmerch.com. So you can do that. Or you can just, on our socials, we got the link tree that you can find with all of our valid links on there. Obviously, you should follow us here at the Sweatshop Podcast at the Sweatshop Pod with 2 P's in there. Shop Pod, just like that, across all social media, TikTok included. Over there on the TikTok.
We're doing the tick and the talk.
We're doing the tick and the talk. The talk and the tick. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right we are.
So yeah, we got everything rolling there. Obviously, you can follow me at Maestro A. Scott across the board on all social media platforms. You can follow my boy over here, Mr. Sweats, at E. Jacob Music across the board on social media, and let us know. I mean, if you're tired of us shitting on CM Punk, come at us. Let us know. Let us know. You know Sweats is not afraid.
You can't see I'm trying to do the one dance. Boom, boom.
Because I'm
trying to do that,
Because you know it well. You know it well.
That's right. You're damn right.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much all. Yeah, and just stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe because I know also on the YouTube channel here at the HTW Network, we're also going to be releasing some fun things there. We got some other shows and things coming out. So make sure you go over if you're not already on the HTW Network YouTube channel. Head over there. Hit the subscribe button so that way you can be informed of when the Sweatshop Podcast comes out, but also when a bunch of our other shows, including some of the wrestling shows and things of that nature, hit the YouTube channel. And obviously you can listen to us on all the Spotify podcast platforms as well.
Pip slap through YouTube channel. Pip slap it.
Yeah, there we go. Get it right. Get it right and get it tight. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that pretty much does it for the shameless plugs here.
All right, y'all. So, oh my goodness, thank you so much for coming and joining us once again for the Sweatshop Pod. From me and the Maestro, we are closing up shop.